Hey everyone, Corey back here with another video, something a little bit different today with my main man, Daniel.
Son.
Alright, so we just got back from the Doctor Strange IMAX fan event over here at AMC. And it was pretty cool. It was a free event. You got the exclusive poster, just a one-sided. But they showed you 15 minutes of the film. It was kind of like almost like an extended trailer. It's like a 15-minute long trailer. There's a lot of scenes in there. I guess a little bit of a rundown. I'm sure like most people have seen Doctor Strange trailers. It's like Stephen Strange. He's a doctor, and he's kind of like a bachelor. He's a little bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Kind of
Egotistical.
Very much so. He's driving to like a party.
Yeah, it was like a bachelorette party. Yeah.
And he gets in a car crash and he injures his hands. It's pretty kind of gruesome a little bit.
Yeah, that car scene, he like gets in a wreck and it just goes on. You're like, oh my gosh, that was...
Yeah, it went on a lot longer than I thought it would. Some pretty good detail of what happens to his hands. So yeah, he tries to go out and get surgeries done and everything. And then he ends up finding the Ancient One, played by Tilda Swinton. And she tells him pretty much, hey, there's like multiple realities, and this is not the only world. And he doesn't believe her, but she shows him. And then I don't want to spoil too much, but once she does that, it gets a little crazy. It's
like you like took LSD and you're just tripping hard.
Yeah, it's very, very trippy. The imagery, the special effects. Ooh. I mean, some of that stuff, like I don't know if I would recommend eating and watching this movie.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it almost feels like a roller coaster ride. Like there are moments that it kind of feels like you're like and then straight down.
Yeah, there's like a scene from a trailer if you watch it where he's standing like over like a like the building and it falls. It just it was like a roller coaster ride, that scene. I guess
after that it kind of just goes on. It just shows you a lot of like action set pieces. It shows you some more of the villain played by Mads Mikkelsen. Never know how to pronounce his last name, but he was on Hannibal. He was Hannibal on Hannibal. And I mean the villain looks decent. Yeah. I mean it's kind of like with Marvel,
they just shoehorn like all the villains in every movie. I just don't really hope they don't do that. I hope they like add some more dialogue.
That's the one thing with Marvel, is that their villains are kind of weak.
Yeah, and for sure.
It didn't give me a lot of promise. I mean, like, he's a great actor, and the villain, like, aesthetically, like, he looks cool, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, it didn't give you too much to be like, wow, like this is going to be one of the best Marvel villains ever. Rachel McAdams is also in it, and she looks really great in the film. And she has really good chemistry with Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm just hoping that...
I was gonna say, like, it almost reminded me of a little bit of like a Bruce Wayne. Yeah. And Rachel. It kind of had a Tony and Pepper Potts
sort of thing. And I mean, they're going for that like that classic comic book romance, but it's kind of like complicated at the same time. So they're probably going to like extend it. Like if there's like 3 Doctor Strange movies, they may not get together until the 3rd one. So they'll just try to just play it out as much as they can, and kind of teasing that they kind of secretly like one another. The main thing here is the imagery.
Yes.
And the imagery is very much, it's like Inception meets The Matrix. It's very much those two things that blended together, but like you watch both of those movies combined on like LSD. On like a bunch of different drugs that you just like this all combined and took it all together, and you walk out and like just 15 minutes of this footage, I was like, my head was like, wow.
Yeah, it's just that last scene.
Yeah, there's, I mean, I don't want to give away too much, but there's a scene involving, like, kind of going through his mouth, and you're just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
What am I witnessing? And I think I think it took a while for the audience that that was with us to kind of like, oh yeah, applaud, because everybody's kind of like, what
the fuck?
But I mean, it looks really cool though. I mean, if anything, if the story is kind of weak, or if the villain's weak or whatever, the supporting characters are weak, at least the imagery is going to be pretty cool. The one thing I will say, I don't want to spoil the cameo, but I kind of wish that they wouldn't have given away the Stanley cameo in this event. Just, I mean, it was really cool, and it was really funny, and that to me was actually the way that they were like the villain was like twisting like reality or whatever, and the way that like he was like able to twist stuff and like Strange, you know, was like falling all over the place, all over the street and stuff. That was probably my favorite. Like,
oh yeah,
that was probably my favorite. Like the way
was...
the camera was like tilting and stuff like that. Very Inception, like when, you know, Joseph Gordon-Levitt or whatever in Inception is like fighting the hallway and it has that kind of camera tilt. It has that kind of same quality to it. But that was my favorite form of imagery in this fan event. At least, I mean, this 15 minutes. I'm sure the movie's gonna be like 2.5 hours or whatever. So there's gonna be a lot of this, which is gonna be kind of hard to digest and to go back and like rewatch again and again. But it does look really cool. I think it's probably gonna be one of the better,
for sure,
I guess like standalone or like origin Marvel films today. I mean, at least since the first Iron Man.
Yeah, just the visuals, it's just amazing. The visuals are just amazing.
Because this is directed by Scott Derrickson, who directed, was it the first Sinister? So it's like, it kind of has like moments of horror.
True.
Get that poster in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that.
But yeah, it does have moments of horror, definitely with like all the hands and stuff.
Yeah, with the, oh yes.
It kind of reminded, what was that movie that came out earlier this year, The Forest?
Oh yeah.
The ending of that movie with all the hands, it kind of reminded me of that. It was kind of like The Walking Dead a little bit. But yeah, it was definitely a very cool event. I mean, even though it was, you know, 15 minutes, I mean, it was free. You got an exclusive poster and kind of experience it with other hardcore fans.
Yeah.
So anything to kind of take away, kind of negative, positives?
The only thing negative is the Stan Lee cameo. They shouldn't have had that in there.
Yeah.
And then just the antagonist of the character, like just the antagonist. That's about it.
Yeah, those would be like my negatives as well. Just from this 15 minutes, it's hard to like judge it because we haven't seen the full movie. But just as a whole, as this event, this 15 minutes, yeah, the villain was kind of I'm hoping there's a little bit more between the relationship between Strange and, you know, Rachel McAdams' character. And yeah, the Stan Lee cameo, I wish it wasn't in there, but it was such a cool moment. That was probably the biggest like applaud and everything from our audience. And I think it was just kind of, but now like when you see it in the actual movie, it probably won't have the same sort of impact. But it was also like my favorite scene in terms of the imagery. It was within that scene, so it made it even better. Yeah, overall, very cool event. The movie looks pretty cool. It comes out November 4th. So if you're a Marvel fan, I'm sure you're already going to be there. But definitely if you're looking for something different from Marvel, this is definitely going to be right up your alley. So overall, really cool event. Glad you're able to come along. And hopefully you see this guy in more videos.
Hopefully.
Maybe, just maybe. A little bit of a spoiler there. But, alright guys, so hope you all enjoy this video. And definitely check out Doctor Strange when it comes out November 4th. Catch y'all later.